Weekday mornings sound better.
Brett and Sally
On BBC Radio Lancashire.
But where are you, Sally? We play that next.
Here I go again.
The Hollies. But where are you, Sally? Good morning.
Good morning to you. Well, I've stepped inside because, do you know, despite the fact there are blue skies, a little bit of cloud around where I am at the moment, it's still a bit fresh outside. I'll take you out just for a second. I'm not staying out long, though. There's roadworks as well, which are a bit noisy. But, oh, no, that wind's too nippy. Sorry, going back in. Shut the door. I haven't got 2 pairs of socks on today, so I'm staying inside. The area that I'm in is in between Lytham and St Anne's. Now, lots of people will know that. But I'm in a cafe, and it's a bird's name, and that's all I'm telling you. So the place is between Lytham and St Anne's, and I'm in a cafe that's a bird's name. And you've been more than welcome to come and join me, because with it being a cafe, you will not believe the array of fantastic homemade cakes and scones and buns and lovely coffee that there is.
Does it? Is there this waff of bacon, or is it more a carrot cake cafe? What sort of cafe was it pitching itself?
Hang on, I'll ask. Have you got bacon on? Bacon? Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
They have got bacon, Brett. We can do bacon as well as
surround sound
cake.
smell today. That would be brilliant, wouldn't it? Yeah, a croissant.
So.
Croissant for me, garçon.
Oh, a croissant for Brett, please.
Yeah.
They're just making the coffee as we speak. So I'm here right through until 12 o'clock today. But a lot of today's programme is going to be about coffee, because I've got a coffee expert with me. And a little bit later on, I'll read you what's written on the toilet wall, because it's fascinating.
Is it about you? Hey, do you get a mention? Oh.
Very broadcastable, actually, at this time of day. So it's interesting. So the area is between Lytham and St Anne's, and it's a cafe, and it's the name of a bird. So whereabouts am I? Give us a call if you think you know, or if you just want to have a drive around, come and find me. 01254 583 583 is the number to call, of course.
Most intriguing bit of toilet wall graffiti I ever saw was in Dublin. And I don't know if this was code for anything. If it is, it's escaped me, and it just said, to dream and dream like an ever-flowing stream. Now, what would compel someone, unless it's a euphemism, but what would compel them to write that? A bit of poetry? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I think that's the kind of thing that men do when they're in the toilet.
Well, let's not go down that. That's a tough-holding topic for another day, isn't it?
So, today we want to know, what else have you seen on the toilet wall? Give us a call.
Who's got the Daily Mirror? Where is it? Maybe it's coming so soon after we spoke of the big garden bird watch. At one of Sally's clues, of course, the cafe, named after a bird. And plenty of you getting it right already this Tuesday morning. Jean from Wharton, though, got it wrong. She said, is it Ray Green? No. And Dizzy Ducks? No, sadly not. That she's taking her pug for a walk. Is that right? Or is she going to the pub for a walk? I don't know. But Jean, in Wharton, sorry you didn't get it right. But getting it right from the top. We've got Madeline from Lytham. Waiting for a new conservatory furniture to arrive, just in time for spring and summer. Gordon in Colne, he's going for a walk around Burnley. I don't know if it's a sponsored walk. It sounds just like business and pleasure, I don't know. Going to do some shopping whilst he's there. Can we have, Sally, those clues again?
Okie dokie, let me tell you, the place I'm at is in between Lytham and St Anne's, and the cafe is a bird's name, so whereabouts am I? There's an added clue, actually. If you're local, you will know there's been some work going on in the front of the cafe that I'm in, along the parade of shops, and you can hear that they're still outside, but it's looking absolutely delightful. The work that they've been doing on the paving outside is absolutely gorgeous, and there's a railway bridge very close by as well. So the place is in between Lytham and St Anne's, and the cafe is a bird's name. It's I nearly said it. I nearly said it.
I can hear the frothy coffee machine. I think that's what it is. It is one of the evocative sounds about this hour of the day, isn't it? The chink there of the china and the froth of the coffee machine.
It's lovely. And of course, when you're making proper coffee, you have to do that bang, bang, bang. And I'm not sure what she's doing, but I'll find out. Listen, can I take you in the toilet really quickly?
Go on, man, yeah. Lead the way.
Unless is somebody in? Yes. It's that old joke.
Dennis Taylor, you got to knock on the door and say, are you nearly done? said, no, my name's not Neil. You could do that.
Poor lady. She really nearly had a shock then. Just take the entire of Lancashire into the washroom with her. I'll take you in a little bit later on when it's vacated, because I need to read what's on the wall. And there are other things written on the wall, actually. You know when you see lovely posters around? And there's one here that says, anything that makes you giggle or smile, buy it or marry it. It says.
That's not in the urinal, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
It's lovely. It's lovely. Have you finished? Can I go in? Sorry.
Yes,
Right,
She's
I've got
desperate.
a minute.
Yeah.
I am. Right. Oh, all right. Okay. 11 reasons to drink tea. 1. Tea is 99% water and could be counted as part of your daily fluid intake. 2. Tea has been shown to boost your mental alertness. 3. Tea inhibits the growth of bacteria that can cause bad breath. Number 4, 3 cups of tea or black tea a day can lower your risk of having a stroke by 21%. Number 5, tea has been shown to lower the risk of cardiovascular disease. So it's looking good, isn't it? Number 6, green tea has been shown to increase exercise endurance. So that'd be great for you when you're dancing. Number
I don't
7,
drink green tea when I'm dancing, love.
All right.
It looks green, but it's not tea.
Black tea contains about a third of the caffeine of coffee and is absorbed more slowly by the body. Number 8, white, green or oolong. I had to find out what these are. Oolong teas, double O long teas, have been shown to help the body shed abdominal fat.
It's like listening to someone having an eye test, this.
Isn't it? I'm nearly there. Number 9.
Don't say that, because someone will be listening in to the cubicle and I'm nearly there.
The theanine, an amino acid found in tea, helps improve your mood, helps body and mind relax and reduces stress. Theanine and caffeine, both found in tea, work together to help improve your concentration. And number 11 is just so good, it says. There you are. I've just read you the wall of the toilet where I am.
Wow.
And I'll shut the door
Yeah.
and vacate it now.
Trap 1 today, Sally Naden, Gladys in Ray Green. She's got it right. She's going to see what the weather is like before she heads out, but if it is nice, she may head to the beach. It's going to improve, I think, Gladys, so enjoy that. And Harry, not far from you, in Ansdell, is retired. Was a fitter at British Aerospace. He's got it right as well. So we shall reveal all with Sally in a minute. Beep, beep. It's Judy Walker and the All-Stars and Roadrunner, BBC Radio Lancashire on a Tuesday morning. But where are you, Sal? We shall reveal all after this. So then, the Roll of Honour. Madeline from Lytham, the first one to get it right, waiting for new conservatory furniture to arrive today. Gordon in Colne, he guessed, where are you, Sal? Correctly. He's going for a walk round Burnley, maybe doing some shopping. Hope you treat yourself. Gladys in Ray Green, she's looking out at the weather. If it's nice, she may head for the beach. Harry from Ansdell, not that far from Sal, he's retired. He was a fitter at British Aerospace. Stuart from Ansdell as well. He very close to, may pop in where Sally is, but he's going out with his brother and his wife is possibly getting a perm for a holiday later in the year. He's retired and used to plan bus routes. Very nice. But sadly, Jean, taking her pug for a walk in Wharton, no, you didn't get it right. It's time, Sal, for the reveal.
Well, Stuart, it'd be lovely to see you if you fancy coming along for a coffee. I am in Ansdell, which of course is the parade of shops that you get in between Lytham and St Anne's, and the cafe is called the Blackbird, and it's on a corner. It's a former bank. In fact, it says it was... can you see what the name of the bank was? Can you Union Bank, was it? It says it was the Union Bank, and that's written still in the glass that's in the window panes here. But it's not a bank today. It's a lovely cafe, and it's full of scrunchy settees that you can sit and be comfy in. There's a lovely array, as I say, of cakes, and the coffee is on, Brett. So why not come along? Congratulations, everybody who got that right. Commiserations if you didn't, but maybe treat yourself to a coffee. Come along and say hello. I'm at the Blackbird in Ansdell. I'm here till 12.
Brett and Sally
on BBC Radio Lancashire.
News story doing the rounds today. Every year, people lose a huge number of items whilst travelling on public transport. And the idea being now that with so many operators and different systems on the network, can sometimes be difficult to track your item down. Passengers also face a sliding scale of charges, a bit of a postcode lottery really, up to 30 quid for an item to get lost property back. So while that story is in the news, we're wondering today, what have you lost? Or found, and not just on the bus or a train or left in a taxi. Maybe you discovered something in your hotel room that you didn't expect to see there. Maybe you left something behind. I don't mean your innocence. Maybe you left something behind and you think, oh, better get that back because I need a top set, otherwise I can't eat tomatoes. So, what have you left? If you work in the industry as well, we'd love to hear from you. Did you go to lost property? Anyone handed in? My left leg. That sort of thing. The more outlandish, the better today, please. Lost and found with Sally and Brett. And yeah, if your line of work, you regularly find yourself with glass eyes and artificial limbs and false teeth. It's like that half of them are left behind. They're leaving bit by bit, isn't it?
Try to keep you close to me. Let us hold each other.
From James Bay to a seaside cafe, and here's Sal.
It's love. Oh, that was a lovely piece of music, that, isn't it? Really love it. Yes, I'm here in Ansdell, which, if you're wondering where Ansdell is, it's the bit in between Lytham and St Anne's. I'm in the Blackbird cafe here. It used to be a bank, as I said earlier on, and you can tell actually because when you walk in, it's on the corner. And the door that you come in is actually on the corner here, on the corner of the building. And as you look in, it's fairly high ceilinged, and then it's open plan. And you can see the counter, which has been done. It's very seasidey colours because it's blue and white. And then, as I said, there's a scattering of settees, leather settees, tables and chairs, all odd furniture. And I love that now because people kind of go for this right comfy look, this hickledy-pickledy comfy look. Then all around there are jars that contain various coffees and tea. And I've just had a lovely cup of tea, Brett. And it was... I think I'm right in thinking this was tea leaves in here because they're tea leaves that they made the tea with. So let's first of all, I'll give you a size of the room. It's probably, if you think of a large classroom at school, it's the size of a large classroom. Very open windows, and from here, as you look seaward, you can virtually see the seafront here in Ansdell. As I say, those blue skies, lovely big... you're right. Lovely big bay window with the sun streaming through. And as you can hear outside, the workmen are working on the paving outside, which is all being done up. It's looking really, really lovely. But the two ladies that run this cafe, it's a mother and daughter. And I'm just going to step behind the counter. Hello, you two. Tell me who you are.
I'm Jessica, the daughter.
And you are?
Angela, the mum.
I didn't honestly... I know people say this sometimes to sound as if they're being really complimentary, but I had no idea you were mother and daughter. I would have taken...
Sally, it's like being back on the stag weekend, this, I don't...
Honestly, Brett, they really do look like sisters. They're laughing away. You do. How long have you had this cafe here, you two?
Just over 2 years now.
So a relatively short period of time.
Yeah.
And what made you do it?
Just the love of baking, really, wasn't it?
Exactly
yeah.
what it was. What were you doing before?
My mum had gift shops, and I've done forensics, done photography, worked in a hospital, different things. Yeah.
So when you left school, then, is that what you fancied, the forensics?
Yeah, I wanted to be a crime scene photographer, and then saw a job in a lab. So went for that, and then saw the crime scene photos and thought, there's no way I can go and do that. Just not hardcore enough at all.
It just make you wonder why somebody would want to take pictures at a crime scene, I have to say.
The smells and everything. I don't know how the cake is so much better.
I bet it is. We're talking a whole different variety of smells when you come in here, and it's lovely. So when you're talking about forensic science, then, you'd be looking for clues from the pictures that were taken at the scene.
Yeah, and we got the items in, and I was a blood examiner, so I had to search for all that, and the hairs and the fibres, and then there was other training with semen and saliva, but I didn't get to do that because, of course, the government shut the labs, didn't they? And
well, so did you left because you had to, not because you wanted to?
No.
So were you quite enjoying it? Is there an element of the kind of Sherlock in you that kind of wants to work it all out?
Yeah, I had one amazing case where someone got smacked over the back of the head with a piece of wood. and they found that tiny little spot of blood from the guy that had done it, and he was on the database, and they got him just from that 1 millimetre spot, which was my amazing story. But
how you must feel when you see that bit of blood that, you know, you could so easily have got missed, and there you were. And then so nowadays, of course, you're able to match that up.
Yeah, with the database.
Yeah, really thrilling. It's very different in here, isn't it?
Very different, yeah, like a varied life. You know, what is life if you don't change it?
Well, it is delightful. Oh, you've a lady. I'll let you serve this lady in here. I'll talk to Mum. And so you had a gift shop before?
I did, yes. Had 3 in Pemberton and lost a call.
I mean, they're lovely areas for gift shops, aren't they, those? Well, I mean, and is that what you've always done?
No, I've done office work. I've done mental nursing, like Jessica. Varied life, really. Yeah. Dressmaking, curtains, yes.
And now you've got this cafe. For the last 2 years, you've had it here in Ansdell. And I love of baking, you said. Who bakes?
We both do.
Do you?
I've done it since I was about 12, and then Jessica started about 3 years ago.
And is that sort? I mean, you often hear about being passed on, don't you, from mother to daughter? Did it come to you from your mum?
No, my grandma.
Your grandma.
Yeah.
She was the one baking.
Yeah. No, I lost my mum when I was 5, so... No, it was my grandma.
Your grandma.
Yes.
And in front of us here, we've got all these lovely cakes. Just give us a quick rundown of what we've got. So we do top 10 of cakes.
Right, Sultana Flapjacks.
Amazing.
Tea loaf. Very fruity. Peter's.
Oh, we're getting a thumbs up from a gentleman over there who's had the tea loaf for breakfast.
Amazing carrot cake made by Jessica.
Oh.
Chocolate cake. Who doesn't love chocolate?
Yeah.
Brownies, of course, that's a new speciality. Almond slices and scones we get from a lovely bakery in Lytham.
Right.
Phil's Bakery.
Phil's Bakery. The rest of them are baked by the mother and daughter here at the Blackbird, which is the cafe that I'm going to be at right through until 12. So basically, if you fancy a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and a nice cake, this is the place to come to. Come along and say hello. I'm here, as I say, right through until 12, and I'll find out a little bit more about the coffee that they serve that comes from a local blender. All that still to come here on BBC Radio Lancashire. Sally and Brett. It's now 10:15.
I'm back now live to Sal.
Yes, at the Blackbird in Ansdell. And there was a couple, I prevented you leaving, didn't I? I barred the door and I said, don't go, because you've been here since I arrived first thing this morning. And what is it about this cafe that you like?
We just love it. We love the atmosphere. It's got great atmosphere. We've met quite a few people here. In fact, we've got friends here now and we play cards with them now. It's our second home. We only live 3 doors away. What can I say?
You come down here for a coffee. What have you had then this morning?
A latte, a large latte, and some tea loaf with butter. Excellent, superb.
Just watching that lady over there, she's got it, and it looks lovely. They make it themselves, don't they?
Oh yes, it's everything apart from the scones and everything else is all made. It's superb. You just can't go wrong.
I wonder how they managed to get such lovely atmosphere in here. I don't know.
It's just the people that come, and everybody's friendly and chatty, and we can talk to people that we don't even know, you know. And Angela and Jessica are just lovely, lovely people.
Just describe to me Ansdell. What people might not know what Ansdell is. They'll have heard of Lytham, they'll have heard of St Anne's, and Ansdell's just kind of this bit in the middle, isn't it?
Ansdell's named after an artist. It's originally an artist moved here and made his home here, and then it just grew from that exponentially and became Ansdell. And Ansdell is just a lovely place to be, you know. It's very quiet, very sedate, if you like. It's
access to the beach just down the road here.
Right down the road, you're right onto Fairhaven Lake. All the amenities that go with Fairhaven Lake, and onto the beach at Granny's Bay. I myself do a bit of fishing out there, so it's good.
It's a great spot to be.
It's a nice walk to St Anne's or to Lytham. It's just a lovely. It's an in-betweeny place that is lovely to get to from, walking or.
A lot of people bypass it. They might think, I'm heading to Lytham, or I'm heading to St Anne's, and actually it's a great spot to be. I'll let you go now. Thank you very much for that. Thank you. So there you go, a couple of customers chatting to us here in the Blackbird. And if you wondered where Ansdell is, well, they've just explained to you. And Granny's Bay, of course, is the one just on the front here. Well worth a walk round if you're in the area at all, Brett.
How was the coffee then? Did you enjoy that? Was it good?
I actually had tea, loose leaf tea, and I've got some lovely stories of things lost and found to come very soon.
Oh, brilliant. We're looking forward to that. We want to hear your tales as well. Things you have lost, things you have found on the bus, lost in a hotel room, left behind maybe. Stories. Magic Pilot. And now back live to Sal.
At the Blackbird Cafe in Ansdell, where the sun is belting through the window here. If you're wondering where it is, it's in between Lytham and St Anne's. You can hear the work going on outside as they're replacing the pavings. It looks really, really nice, the work that they're doing outside. And it's a mother and daughter set up here, and they are called Jess is the daughter and Angela is the mum. And we heard earlier on how Jess used to work in forensic science, but she doesn't anymore. But it's a busy cafe now, lots of people in here. And I'm just moving over to a gentleman. Morning. Hello. What have you had?
Coffee and scone. Or coffee and scone. We disagree on that.
Well, we have this disagreement about whether it's scone or scone. I say scone, he says
scone. It could be either.
But how did it taste?
Delicious.
Well, there you go.
I had almond slice and it was absolutely delicious.
How
as well.
lovely. All right then, thank you very much for chatting to me. Thank you. So, scone or scone? Scone or scone?
Scone.
Okay, tell us who you are.
Scone.
Tell us who you are.
Jeremy from Lytham Coffee. Sally, good morning.
Morning
Sally,
to you.
good morning, Lancashire.
We're here today because of you. We bumped into you when we were out and about, and it was over Thornton Cleaver's way, wasn't it?
It was up at Stanner outside the Wireside Cafe, wasn't it, if I remember rightly, on a cold day a few months ago.
And you had Lytham Coffee there, and I said, what's Lytham Coffee? And you said, well, come and find out. So that's what I'm doing here. Now, your offices are just behind where we are, just below where we are.
Just below where we are, yes, in a lovely, cold, dark basement.
Well, it would have been the bank vault, wouldn't it, I expect? Because this is an old bank, isn't it?
I suppose it would, yeah. I mean, we've got the real vault behind us, haven't we?
You can see the huge door there. The door is steel and about 6 inches thick, isn't it? And it's beautiful. I love the architecture of this place. It's lovely,
It's
isn't
great.
it?
It's just an old-fashioned traditional bank from the outside, isn't it? And inside it's just lovely and warm.
How did Lytham Coffee come about then, Jeremy?
Really good question. It was started by 2 local businessmen. One of them's a very good friend of mine, and it's a weird one really, because they trying to think of a way of raising a little bit of money for charity. And so they came up with the idea. They were in a coffee house, they both love coffee, and they came up with the idea of starting a coffee company. So that's sort of the legend. I think really they were probably in a pub. Which is where usually the best ideas come about, and really that's how it started. It was a bit of fun, and within 12 months, whilst it's still fun, it became a real business. It just grew and grew to the point where I got involved, and I've run it for probably around the past 3 years.
So do you blend it?
Well, we work with one of the top UK roasters. It is a specialist field. I came from a completely different background.
What did you do before?
I used to work for Beaverbrooks, the jewellers, national jewellery retailer. So although it's similar in a way in terms of your sort of the retail side, it is more the wholesale side, but it's still the same principle that you have customers and you have relationships and you know the aim is to deliver a great product on time. So
because we're much more discerning about our coffee now, and obviously this came about just as coffee was really taking off in this country.
Really, yeah. I mean, I think the big names did a fantastic job in terms of growing the popularity of real coffee. So starting to reduce the amount of people drinking that other stuff. I think instant stuff.
He spits the word out.
So they've done a great job of that. I mean, I don't know about you, but I remember going back to my sort of teenage years, which was in the 70s. And there were very few coffee houses, but the coffee houses that were there were doing the very milky coffee that used to get the skin on top, and you used to have to peel the skin to actually get the coffee, and they were all in little glass mugs, and you know,
frothy coffee.
Frothy coffee, that's it, frothy coffee. And it's obviously moved on a lot from there. I mean, really, it's the introduction of the espresso coffee, the way of making it through the espresso machines that have has grown massively within the UK.
Once upon a time, the only way you were ever going to get a decent cup of coffee was when you were abroad on holiday, and you'd come back thinking, I can get this, I can make this at home, and you couldn't, because I suppose we didn't have the blends, did we, that we've got now?
No, we certainly didn't have the range. I mean, you go into some of the big supermarkets now, and the range of coffees you've got there, real coffees you've got, forget the instant, but the real coffees you've got is absolutely massive. So there's lots of little companies and big companies all over the UK doing coffee. Primarily we're a supplier to coffee shops like the Blackbird, or hotels, bars, restaurants, etc., and coffee vans, for example.
I don't think I see as many of those as I used to, but they're kind of like, almost like the little milk floaters they used to be, don't they, with like a little electric engine in them, and they go around. And
I think they tend to be now more just at events.
Yeah.
We supply a particular one, which is a lovely old Citroen van that dots around the Lancashire, which is lovely.
We've got some coffee beans in front of us here.
We have. I thought you might ask me some questions.
Go on, tell me about coffee then. Give me some coffee facts.
Coffee facts.
Because I read the tea facts are on the wall in the toilet here, and if you want to see them, we've put them on our Facebook site. But give us some coffee facts.
Well, I think there's a lot of similarities between tea and coffee in terms of, there's a lot of stuff around it about how good it is for you.
Mm-hmm.
The antioxidants that are in it, the fact that it does give you a little bit of a buzz, which is really where it came from. The legend of coffee, of how it was found, if you like, goes back to around about 850 AD, which in Ethiopia. Again, it's a legend, so I don't know how true it is. I wasn't there.
I'll go with your legend.
That there was a goat herder called Coldy, and he noticed how his goats were chewing these little red cherries off these little trees, and they were becoming very, very active. And so he thought he'd try it himself and see what happened, and he became very, very active, which is obviously the caffeine that's in there giving him the kick. And it sort of developed from there. In fact, Ethiopia is the home of coffee. It's where the original coffee trees were found. So any coffee tree around the world can find their heritage right the way back to Ethiopia, yeah.
And do you have to have coffee in the morning to give you that kick, that start?
To be honest...
Yes. No, he's going to say
between
tea.
Me and you.
Yes.
The first drink in the morning to me is tea. And then when I'm out and about, then it's coffee. And I'm okay to do coffee all day. There's some people who usually stop in the afternoon in case they get worried about it keeping them awake at night. But me, I'm tea at home and coffee when I'm out and about.
And of course, the way to cook it, the way to make it, yeah. Well, it is the way to actually get that blend to its best.
To get the flavours out. There's lots of different ways. I mean, popular in the UK now is obviously the espresso machines, it's filter machines, it's the cafetières. Which
I like a cafetière,
everyone's got a cafetière somewhere. It's usually in the top right-hand cupboard in your kitchen, right at the back with the dust on.
Yeah, we'll go and have a look.
That's it. And percolators. I mean, the classic sort of Mediterranean way, Italian way really, is what they call the little mocha pots, which are like the little percolators.
I know, my daughter's got them and it makes a fantastic coffee. It really does, a lovely coffee. We're going to talk more tea and coffee still to come. I'm live here at the Blackbird, which is a cafe in Ansdell. We're talking not just lovely coffees, but lovely teas as well, and gorgeous cakes. So let's take a little bit of news now whilst I sit down and make myself a well-deserved coffee. I just might go, how about a slice of that carrot cake?
Loving the Red Rose County.
On air, on your mobile, and on your PC.
This is BBC Radio Lancashire.
Weekday mornings sound better.
Brett and Sally.
On BBC Radio Lancashire.
Happened just the other day, Sal, to me this, and I didn't leave anything this time, but we were sharing a room, the Stags, and my mate said, last stag he went on, bought himself a pair of trousers for a big night out, never put them on, put them in the hotel wardrobe, left them there and left the venue, left the hotel, left the city, and so he bought them, hung them up, never had them on, the trousers. I've left shirts before now.
Yeah.
Mobile phone chargers is a big one as well, but I mean, not like the Prime Minister. I've never left a child at a pub or anywhere else. He left his daughter at a pub in Oxford, didn't he?
He did. I do remember once coming home without Diana, having left her in the pushchair outside a shop when she was quite small. Because You're not in the habit, are you, at first, of remembering that you've got them and dashing back in a panic. I was talking to a young lass here who was... What were you just telling me about your jeans?
They went in the washing machine and never came back out again.
Now, how does that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know. Mum, how does that happen?
I think they're on a bedroom floor. I don't think they made it to the washing machine.
I've got a couple of things to tell you about from this cafe, actually. There's a couple of very small notes. If you want to have a look, we've put them on our Facebook site. But let me tell you first of all about these two tiny pieces of paper that are about 1/2 inch by 1 inch, 2 of them, and both with the same writing on both sides. And this, I don't know, Jess or Angela, can you tell me the story behind these?
There was 2 people in, a man and a lady. Had a lovely bit of dinner, some brews, and then when they'd gone, we noticed these notes on the floor. So we don't know whether they were theirs or whether they're somebody else's, but we found them and they're beautiful.
Oh, they are. Because the first little note reads, and it's written in handwriting, "We could have had it all." And then the bottom part of the note on a separate piece of paper says, "All my love," and then it's somebody's name, and it's written in a signature that I can't make it out. And those words are both sides of these pieces of paper. So we could have had it all, and then "all my love." So what is that
Hey,
story?
song lyrics, surely. Didn't we almost have it all, and then the Beatles?
No, that's a love note from that. There's some reason behind that, and if that was you and they dropped out your pocket in this cafe, then do get in touch with us. The other thing that was left here when we're talking about things being left was this note was put. There's a small brown envelope put through the letterbox, and the ladies found it. And written on the outside of this envelope says, "Morning, ladies. Could you possibly give your first customer a free drink and snack, money enclosed? Love from 40acts.org.co.uk." And when they opened it up, what was inside, Jess? Oh, sorry.
£5 note was inside.
And so what did you do?
The first customer that came in, I said, "He just wanted a latte." I said, "Are you sure you don't want something to eat? Because someone's handed this in and it's all for free on them." So we had a bacon sandwich and a latte and was thrilled. He wanted to carry it on. He said he was going to bring something in, and then the first child that came in could have this little bit of chocolate, which is just dead nice, isn't it?
So we're sort of almost back to random acts of kindness here, aren't we? So that was found on the floor. I'm just going to... And if you want to see that as well, that's on our Facebook site. So was that you? Did you put that through the letterbox here at the Blackbird? Has anybody lost anything? Have you ever left anything on a train or anywhere?
I left my braces on the plane. Like, I went to eat and I took them out and then I just didn't put them back in.
When you said braces, I thought you meant things to hold your trousers up with.
Like, braces, like, for your teeth.
Oh my goodness me, so somebody will have been tidying up afterwards and gone, "Oh, I say, what are these?"
And then they just, like, binned them, so I had to get a new pair.
Oh, crumbs. They're not cheap either, are they? Have you ever lost anything? Left anything anywhere?
I lost my bag in the square.
Did you? Yeah. What was in it?
It was some money, a notebook.
And did you get it back?
No.
Oh, no. So somebody walked off with it?
I don't know.
Oh. What about anybody else? Anybody else lost? Have you?
I remember we once went on a plane to Spain, and I just bought this really nice bag of sweets and things. They were my favourite, and it was this massive bag of travel ones, so it was massive, and then I forgot them on the plane.
And you left them behind. I've got to describe to you the milkshakes that these youngsters are having in front of me, because you know the size of a large jam jar, Brett? Well, it's that size with pink milkshake inside, strawberry milkshake, and what was on the top?
There was cream and one of the milk chocolate jazzies.
Fantastic! It looks absolutely
good,
gorgeous. Anybody else lost anything? Have you ever left anything anywhere? No, have you ever left anything anywhere?
Only gloves.
You left your gloves?
Nice gloves in a taxi.
You left them in a taxi and never got them back. Anybody else have you ever left anything anywhere? Oh, sorry, everybody's eating. There's stuff in their faces with cake and bacon.
I wonder, Sal, how many umbrellas are left there on a rainy day, because I'm like rag arms. I can't keep an umbrella in my possession for longer than about an hour.
Well, there's actually a coat stand here, and Jess, am I right in thinking that all those on that coat stand have been left? So, this it's like a hat stand, hat and coats. You know the old-fashioned one where it's a pole with all the hooks coming out. Well, everything on here has been left. So there's a rather nice cream scarf. There's a grey, what looks like knitted scarf. There's a coat. I wonder who went home without their coat, for goodness sake. It's a rather nice M&S coat in a large size in navy blue. Is it yours? If so, you're wondering where you've left it. It's here. It's at the Blackbird in Ansdell.
Let's cross to Sal. Sal, what you got for us?
Well, lots of people in the cafe today chatting away, including me. It's been absolutely fascinating, it really has. But I've got my gentleman here, Jeremy, who's from Lytham Coffee Company, which is the reason I was here, actually, in the first place, because we started talking about coffee, and you said, well, they serve a nice one here. You got some coffee facts for me?
I have, Sally. How about this one? Coffee became popular in the UK in the 1500s. With the introduction of coffee houses. In fact, in Oxford, there was a coffee house that opened. I think it was called the Queen's Coffee House. That opened in 1654. It is still there this day. It is still there. Apparently, it's probably moved, I would think, but yeah, it's still there. Charles II tried to get rid of coffee houses. He didn't like the fact that people used to go there and meet and talk religion and politics. So he tried to wipe them out. Unsuccessfully, of course.
That's what we've been doing in here today, of course, talking religion and politics.
Of course. The interesting fact, the reason why coffee is so popular in America goes back to the Boston Tea Party, when the British imposed heavy taxes on tea, so the colonies revolted. So it was really, everyone started to move over to coffee. It was like an emblem of supporting freedom for the United States, basically. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. We'll come back for some more before the end of the programme. I noticed something. I mean, because you, Brett, you like a mocha, don't you?
Yeah.
Which to purists is ruining a good coffee, because it's a coffee with a hot chocolate. Yeah, but they know
nothing, do they? They're just snobs.
But how about this? What?
They're just snobs.
Is that what they are?
Yeah, for sure.
There's a sign up here that says they are serving
drink what you
orange
like.
hot chocolate.
What?
Oh, I tell you what. There's a lady here. Just tell me what you've got in front of you.
Well, I'm hoping it's not death by chocolate cake, but it looks absolutely scrummy. To go with my cappuccino.
And what have you got?
Well, I've got a nice black coffee, but a most gorgeous, mushy almond slice.
Wow.
Oh. Queen, of course, and Radio Gaga, BBC Radio Lancashire. These ladies are leaving now. I'm just going to ask you, Mum. Excuse me, what's that you've got in your bag? What have you got?
Another squishy almond slice to take home for my better half.
All right then, enjoy. And some
Lytham coffee as well. Yes.
Well done, ladies.
You've got to keep going with the locals. That's the thing.
Absolutely, support your local provider.
Definitely. We use booze, the new booze, and we call it the Cathedral. It's really nice. It's very good. They have everything you like.
Isn't it though? It's huge. It's huge. All right. Nice to see you. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye. Now then, let's have a chat with Jess here. Jess. You might remember at the beginning of the programme we talked to Jess. It's Jess and her mum. Oh, you've got a lady here. Go on. Do you want to serve your customer? Oh, is it a takeout?
Thank you. Just one. £3.75, please. Thank you.
So we spoke to Jess.
This is Catherine, your florist next door.
Hello, Catherine. Oh, yes, go in. Don't leave your shop open. Spoke to Jess about the fact she was a forensic scientist, weren't you, before doing this? And you've been down in Cornwall with your mum, haven't you, with a cafe down there? You come here to Ansdell and you do all the baking yourself, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
I can't believe how busy this has got. I mean, you get this lovely vibe in here. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely atmosphere, isn't it? Just friendly and calm and chilled out.
Yeah. Did you work hard at that, or has this just happened?
We just did it exactly how we liked it and hope that everyone else does.
That's the answer, isn't it? Do it just how you would like to have a coffee.
Yeah.
Now then, talking of coffee, just show me. Would you mind? Can we make a coffee?
Of course we can. Yeah, that's fine.
So how? Because you hear the banging and you hear everything going on. You think, well, what are they doing? So how does it begin?
Right, beans are in here.
Yeah.
And they get ground into this lovely, which smells amazing.
Yeah. Now the banging is you emptying that looks like an ice cream scoop.
Yes. I'm not entirely sure what this name is. Handle.
We'll go with Handle, okay.
Put the ground coffee into there. and then level it off. And then this is called tamping, where you squash it down.
Tamping. Why have you got to squash it down? Do you know?
No, I just do it.
You just do it.
Jeremy
That's
told me
fine.
to. Just do that.
And having squashed it down, flattened
Yeah.
off the edge of this ice cream scoop with the coffee in, you've now attached it to your coffee maker here.
Yeah, to group 1, and then we put the cup under. This will be a cappuccino that we're making.
Okay,
You
go
press
on.
this button at this time, so you just get the 1 shot of coffee. It's nice, creamy, isn't it? Looks good.
Smelling good, smelling good. I'm just having a look at something on our Facebook site. What does that say?
Well, those 2 little pieces of paper which you found before, somebody's texting to say that they're from an Adele concert, and that signature is Adele's signature.
No!
That's what Annalise has just said.
The guy that we thought it belonged to was telling me about Adele, I think. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was Lana Del Rey. That's completely irrelevant.
It's all right,
I'm
it's
sorry.
all right, it's all right. Let's have a look. Where are they again?
That it's Adele.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Sorry, we're mid-coffee making here when we saw that on Facebook. Let's have a... Angela?
Do you think it's Adele's signature?
It could be Adele's signature, we think, on these pieces of paper. You know, we were talking about things lost and found, and you'd found these 2 pieces of paper on the floor, and one of them says... Hang on.
And that's part of the song, isn't it? We could have had it all.
We could have had it all my love. Is that Adele's signature?
Looks like Adele, doesn't it?
Oh my word.
Someone has to come back and get them. If they...
But how would you know it was really them and not somebody who's going to take it away?
We'd recognise the
But
guy.
you'd know them.
Yeah, we'd recognise the guy when he came in.
If it was him, we'd know the
You'd
customer.
know.
We'd know
You'd
if they'd been in before.
Okay, so if this is yours and you've lost your Adele signature, because it does say, all my love, Adele, written on both sides of this piece, small piece of paper, and we could have had it all, then they're kept safely here in the till and will only be given back to the people that Angela and Jess recognise as being the people who dropped them. How exciting is that? Go put them somewhere safe. Oh, I'm thrilled. Right, where were we with the coffee?
Now we're going to
Right.
steam some milk.
Okay.
Cappuccino, strong and frothy.
Right.
So this just puts a lot of air into it. It's quite noisy.
How do you know when there's enough in? You don't know that either, do you?
When this arrow goes past the red.
Purely by instinct here.
Some more tea. And then past the red, so it's hot enough.
Oh, right, so you've got to put a little thermometer in that tells you when it's hot enough. Excellent. So you're now pouring this with the spoon so that kind of levers the froth onto it.
Yeah, and just put it on the top like that. And then some chocolate.
Chocolate sprinkles.
That's it.
Lovely. Why have you only done it half?
Just
artistic.
signature, yeah.
Talking of artistic, the painting on the wall, that's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I did that quite a few years ago now, probably about 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Go on, Chris, what have we got now?
I think that we might actually have proof that this is Adele's, because if you look at that picture there of Adele's signature, and you look at that picture of Adele's signature,
It is.
that is Adele's
Oh,
signature.
looking at
That's a
pictures on the
really good photo.
airwaves now.
Right, we looked at on the internet Adele's signature on the internet, and it is identical to the one on this piece of paper that was dropped.
How
on
do you
the
know
floor
it's hers on the
of
internet?
cafe. How do we know it's hers on the internet?
Oh, he's just confusing matters now. He's just throwing spanners.
Don't be a
into it.
Just do as Chris do. Just put an X. That's all you need to do.
So if that was you and you got that signature, then it is here and it is safe, because you'll be thinking, oh no, well, where on earth did I drop that tiny little piece of paper, because it is really small. Dead exciting. And will you let us know if they come in?
Of course I will, yeah.
Yeah, it's been lovely coming here. Thank you so much.
you.
And you weren't going to talk, were you?
I wasn't going to talk now, but it's been okay.
It's not as bad as you thought.
Definitely not.
Right, I'm going to have this cup of coffee that we have now made, and we'll be back somewhere else, somewhere exciting tomorrow, Brett.
Yeah, and tomorrow we ask you what makes a good holiday. Your thoughts and tips, please. Gilly next at the seaside.
Loving the Red Rose County.
On air, on your mobile, and on your PC.
This is BBC Radio Lancashire.